Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com. In today's podcast, we're going to be talking about a press release, or not even a press release. It's a LinkedIn article from KPMG's US CEO with regards to benefits. And this is in light of what PwC recently did, where they allowed their employees to work from anywhere in the US. And also, there's multiple articles around this going around the internet, and they're all all of them you have to pay for. I guess you have to pay for everything now, and they're just trying to take KPMG's press release and turn it into a profit. But if you read the press release, well, I guess the reason I wanted to talk about these articles is because they're saying that a lot of the articles refer to the Great Resignation, which we've spoken about a lot recently in this podcast, and I do think that's why KPMG is doing this. But I also think they're doing it because the other big four accounting firms are recruiting heavily and are also increasing their benefits. We spoke about yesterday about EY, how they're hiring over, or they hired over 100,000 people in the last fiscal year. PwC hired over 90,000 people, and Deloitte hired right around 90,000 people. But as part of this benefit, the new benefits, KPMG said that they will reduce employee healthcare premiums by 10% in 2022 with no change in benefit levels, and introduce healthcare advocacy services. With healthcare inflation projected to be 6% next year, this represents savings of 16% for our plan participants. And Paul Knopp says that that is for their people's health. The next benefit, which Paul Knopp says is for the employee's future, KPMG, I don't know why I keep saying PwC, KPMG will replace their current KPMG 401k match and pension programs with a single automatic firm-funded contribution within the 401k plan equal to 6 to 8% of eligible W-2 pay. The new plan will feature market-leading flexibility, as all employees will receive the contribution without any requirement to contribute their own money. So KPMG is going to automatically include or pay out 6 to 8% of an employee's pay to this 401k fund, and you don't have to contribute anything yourself. So but the other side of this is that the big four accounting firms have vesting time periods. So it'd be interesting to understand what the vesting period is, and I don't see that addressed in here, so I'm guessing it's not that beneficial. And next up is for their families. KPMG said that they will provide up to 3 weeks of additional paid caregiver leave, separate and apart from PTO, which is paid time off, for employees to spend time caring for a member of their family or household with a serious health condition, including time to grieve the loss of a loved one. In addition, we will offer 2 new caregiver concierge programs that can help our professionals navigate a wide range of needs. And this one too is, most of the big four already offer this, I guess it's additional. So this is on top of PTO in case you have to use caregiver leave and then PTO. But this doesn't, to me, this doesn't pop out at me because there's federal legislation that might already be increasing this, and I think they're just trying to get out ahead of that. And then KPMG says for new parents, all parents will receive 12 weeks of paid parental leave to bond with a newborn, newly adopted, or new foster care child, regardless of who the primary caregiver is. Under the former program, we provided 6 weeks for primary caregivers and 2 weeks for non-primary caregivers. This is in addition to disability leave for employees who give birth, allowing some employees at the firm up to 22 weeks of paid leave. The next benefit they say is for all. So it says, without daily commutes to the office, the boundary between our work and personal lives has become even more blurred. Twice per year, we take a firm-wide break, giving our people at least 9 consecutive days to disconnect and spend time with families and friends. These shutdowns are part of an expanding holiday calendar that now provides 16 paid holidays per year, including Juneteenth. These firm-wide holidays complement a generous PTO program, no camera Fridays, and no internal meetings on Wednesday afternoons. And lastly, it says there's a benefit for each other. And KPMG says they've increased the ways our people can recognize each other, extraordinary achievements with financial rewards, electronic gift cards, and experience-based rewards. And Paul Knopp goes on to say it's critical that these enhancements are bolstered by a culture of empathy, care, and inclusion. I'm proud that KPMG is a place that fosters this behavior. As a firm, we grow best when our people are growing too. And we are committed to continuing to invest in KPMG's extraordinary people, their careers, their future, their well-being, and their families. Now, I think it's good that they release this information, but a lot of it is still ambiguous, like the vesting, the financial rewards. I think this is good, but it's in response to what other Big Four accounting firms have already done. So KPMG is already behind the ball, and they're still vague on certain parts of it, on who's eligible, etc. And I think that's one of the biggest things for recruiting going forward is who's the most genuine, who has the most information out there as far as benefits, who has the best benefits, and that's where employees should go because of what PwC did and has done recently is why this is occurring. And so I think with employees going to the places with the best benefits and the best disclosure of those benefits and disclosure of the eligibility for those benefits, because a lot of times, like this article might rope a lot of people into thinking that KPMG is the best, but I think if you actually looked it up, if you actually looked at all the benefits, it's probably not the best, and you'd have to take that 401k benefit into consideration for vesting, but also the amount of salary you're going to earn at KPMG versus working at a Big Four accounting firm. So I think this is good. I think it's treading in the same way. I think people need to demand more information about their benefits before they join the Big Four accounting firms. And that's one thing that's good about the Big Four accounting firms is they offer like some really big benefits than you would get at a smaller company. Although in certain cities, in really big cities with a lot of large corporations, you can get better benefits in industry, but it just depends. If you're in a smaller city, the Big Four accounting firms are probably going to have really good benefits compared to the employers in your area. But I think the disclosure of these benefits is good. We still need more disclosure, in my opinion, because I think the Big Four accounting firms can retain a lot of people if they make their benefits way better. And there's other benefits that the Big Four accounting firms offer. Like some firms pay for your cell phone bill, they pay for your cell phone, or they pay for a portion of your cell phone. Some give a reimbursement. Some reimburse you for your internet. Some pay for your gym. Like if they disclose that, the Big Four accounting firm is the first to disclose the extent of all that information, I think is going to retain and attract the top talent. But this is a really good article or a really good release by Paul Knopp at KPMG US. I believe it's in response to the PwC recent release about allowing their employees to work from anywhere. But I think it's good. And I hope this continues, and I hope people really look into benefits before they join the Big Four accounting firm. But that's the podcast for today. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast to get future updates. Also, make sure to check out the show notes for helpful links. Thanks for listening.